A dramatic reveal this afternoon as hangar doors opened at Sioux Gateway Airport to reveal members of Company D of the 334th Brigade Support Battalion and Troop C 1st Squadron of the 113th Cavalry. They just got back to Siouxland after 288 days of deployment in the Middle East. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 4 at 10. I'm Matt Breen.
And I'm Jessica Bowman. We'll have complete coverage of the return of the Iowa National Guard soldiers in moments. Night, a wild way to end the week. Wind gusting over 60 miles an hour are possible into tomorrow, and by Sunday we'll have both snow and wind to deal with. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Ron DeMar says Sunday, that's going to be a First Alert weather day, so a lot to get to tonight.
A lot to get to, and we're going to start with the wind that is just getting so close to us. In fact, on that Sheldon cam, you may have noticed it, but yeah, in Sheldon, that wind's starting to pick up. That flag was blowing around much more. It's still much worse just off to the northwest of us across the state of South Dakota, for example. Pierre last hour was seeing a 71-mile-per-hour wind gust, and look at that. They still have a 66-mile-per-hour wind gust going on at this time. Here in Sioux City, you can feel the wind starting to pick up. It's gusting to 35 miles per hour now for us. Yankton up to 41 miles per hour. Norfolk at 30. But you see those brighter white colors just off to the northwest of our viewing area? Those are the bigger gusts. They're going to be over 50 miles per hour at times. Watch this future track of wind gusts. By 11 o'clock, they're starting to tick up there. By 1 a.m., notice they've pretty much overspread central and western Siouxland at that point. Some gusts may be going over 50 at that point. And then through the rest of the night, 3 and 4 a.m., look at this. A wind gust maybe near 60 miles per hour in Spencer, and there is a chance of some of these gusts going over that 60-mile-per-hour mark, which is obviously pretty remarkable and can become dangerous at that point. You can lose electricity and such from power lines going down. So here's the future track of wind gusts by 11 a.m. tomorrow. Those winds are dying down by that time. But in the meantime, while it is windy out there, red flag warning in effect until midnight for most of these counties and until 4 a.m. out here in Holt County. No burning outside during this time, and then a high wind warning. It is now in effect. That goes until early tomorrow morning for those possible wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or greater. I'll have more about the wind and that weekend system coming up soon.
All right, Ron, thank you. Heroes homecoming. After nearly a year deployed to the Middle East, hundreds of Iowa National Guard soldiers are back home tonight.
That's right. 288 days after they left their loved ones for that overseas mission, they're back in the arms of those loved ones once again. KTV's Jacqueline Aragon is live with us in studio tonight. So Jacqueline, you were there tonight and today for that emotional reunion.
That's right, Matt, Jess. We were there all day since 11 a.m. and there had to be at least 200 people there at the Sioux Gateway Airport that were waiting with posters, flowers, and open arms, of course, to celebrate the homecoming of the Iowa National Guard soldiers that work to protect our country.
Cheers now replace the silence felt while so many members of the 113th Cavalry were deployed to the Middle East.
It's been really quiet. I miss having him around.
And the Williams family is ready to have their man of the house, Winter Williams, back home.
Just making sure, hoping that they're okay and they're able to take care of things while I'm gone.
After protecting our country, Williams will now return to his job protecting the people of Estherville, Iowa, on the police force.
Yeah, he'll want to get back to work right away, I'm sure.
Just miss the brotherhood. It's like a family. All the guys that work together, just making memories, laughing.
While these families were happy to reunite, the anticipation at home and overseas was overwhelming.
I'm happy. I'm kind of nervous because when he left, I looked way much different.
She responds on Snapchat. If I call her phone number, she calls me back on Snapchat. I don't know why, but it's ridiculous. But we have quite the streak going. It's over 1,000 days, and we kept it the whole time, so it's a pretty big deal.
Oh my God!
But it's safe to say families are happy to have their loved ones back, even if it comes with a few challenges.
It's going to be smelly, I guess.
My kids are going to be so excited, and they're going to be so wound up. This has been all they've been talking about for like 2 weeks now.
In Sioux City, Jacqueline Aragon, KTIV News 4.
Now, catching up with Williams, he says that he's most excited to come back and watch his favorite hockey team, which is the Muskies, of course. Matt, Jess, back to you.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. And after arriving in Sioux City, many members of the Iowa National Guard boarded a bus bound for a welcome home ceremony in Le Mars.
A police escort led the patriotic procession through downtown Le Mars with well-wishers lining the streets. KTIV's Sophie Wyckoff has that part of the story.
No matter how cold it was, the Lamar's community showed up and showed out with the warmest welcome.
Or that Lamar's is probably the strongest community for military support, and the way they showed up today definitely proves that.
That they did show up. Neighbors, friends, classmates, and families stood outside, waving their banners and homemade signs. Flags snapping in the wind, the street overflowed with red, white, and blue.
And you hear the kids all hollering and jumping and holding their signs up. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Following the flashing lights of the police escort came the bus, packed with soldiers who were leaning out the windows, smiling and waving back, soaking in every face, every cheer, and every welcome home.
I mean, it was incredible. So just the amount of support of people that showed up, and all the schools were out there.
Students even left their classrooms for a few minutes Thursday afternoon to be a part of something they'll always remember, a heroic homecoming.
But I could see the kids coming down the street and had their little signs.
An emotional day for everyone in Sioux City and Lamar's. Pride, relief, gratitude, just hitting all at once.
Saw the bus and I waved at them. It just kind of, brings a tear to your eye.
A day full of so much emotion and just so much love as these soldiers are welcomed home. In Lamar's, Iowa, Sophie Wyckoff, KTIV News 4.
Following the warm welcome from the Lamar's community, the soldiers of the 113th Cavalry were finally able to see their families.
That's right. It's such an exciting time. KTV's Katie Koppel was at that special ceremony at the Lamar's YMCA.
After an official ceremony in Sioux City and then a parade and a welcome home by their community through the streets of Lamar's, the team based here in Lamar's, Iowa, got a special welcome home at the YMCA.
Watch your families.
Following a 10-month deployment, much of it spent on a mission in Syria. These soldiers of Troop C, 1st Squadron of the 113th Cavalry, based in Lamar's, Iowa, were home.
Just good to be home. Good to be home. See my little girl.
Feel happy, happy to see the family, and I mean, you miss them when you're gone.
Surreal. We've been looking forward to the day long enough that now that it's finally here, it's surreal. It doesn't feel like it's really set in. Probably won't feel like it's set in until we spend a couple days here, a couple nights in our own bed.
These soldiers finally back in their loved ones' arms.
The last couple days were the longest, counting down and just waiting, but we had a lot of really great support here, so I think it went as well as it could.
Going home, having a little privacy, you don't get a whole lot of that when you're on deployment, so just going home, spending time with the family, and not having to be around a bunch of people constantly.
And this homecoming extra special for our KTIV family, as our Taylor Deckert welcomed her husband Bryce home. Finally in the arms of family, including a very special niece. Bryce and Taylor and the rest of the 113th Cavalry are home and grateful for the support of the Siouxland community.
So to see all of Lamar's lined up and the community on the side of the road from Hinton and all the way in was a pretty cool experience. That's what makes it special.
In Lamar's, Iowa, with Chief Videographer Acacia Killian, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
If you missed our live coverage of the ceremony, we live stream the entire event on air and on our digital platform. So you can take a look back and watch our coverage now on KTIV.com, the News 4 Now app for your smart TV, or the KTIV News app for your phone. That app is a free download. It's available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
It wasn't just Siouxland welcoming home members of the National Guard from that deployment today. Statewide, hundreds of Guard members have returned home in the last week. This was the scene in Des Moines, where members of the National Guard's 2nd Brigade Combat Team 34th Infantry Division landed at the Des Moines Airport this afternoon. That unit's commanding officer said while there's cause for celebration today, nearly 700 Iowa National Guard soldiers are still deployed abroad, and he hopes they get to return home soon.
Now let's take you to Cedar Rapids. This was the scene this afternoon in Cedar Rapids, where more soldiers were welcomed home at the Eastern Iowa Airport. One soldier said he's looking forward to 2 comforts of home.
I just want to get out of this uniform and put some normal people clothes on. That's all I want to do. And lay on a normal bed. Like that is, yeah, a normal bed would be very nice.
Altogether, nearly 600 Guard members have returned to Iowa over the past week.